Elizabeth Lacey from Florida International University, and I'm here with the Marine Macroalgae Research Lab, and we're doing some surveys here at Convoy Point and Elliott Key with Dr. Collado Vides, and categorizing all the macroalgae in Biscayne National Park, which has never been done before, so it's really exciting.
Oh, excellent. Can you show us about some of the work there, and then we'll talk some more?
Sure. So we have some different undergraduate and graduate students. Alex here is processing a sample. So it's something that we've collected and identified. We've given it a voucher number so that we can put it in a museum collection. And this is an herbarium process. So it's a way to store things dry for future reference and identification. Juliana's doing the same thing. After we clean some of the samples, we're making sure we identify them to the genus and species level if at all possible. So this is the next step after we've gone out and collect, which is really exciting.
And what's in your hand there?
Well, this is what we're trying to figure out. It's actually an algae I've not seen before in my dives here in Florida or in Mexico. So the next step after we've collected things is to clean it properly and lay it out underneath a microscope so that we can look at the cellular arrangement, do any cross-sections so that we can use our field guides to identify it.
Now, we always think of algae as one thing for lay people, but apparently there are a lot of different species and different types.
Yeah, it's a really amazing group of species. We have a lot of diversity here in the park. We've been able to find some of the mangroves and the seagrass beds, coral reefs. It's been truly amazing to be out in the water here at the park and realize just the diversity we found. Over 22 species so far, and they're all new for the park species list, and we're still counting. So check back and we'll have even more.
Is it an indicator species in the sense that if the algae diversity and health's there, then a lot of other animals should be there, or at least they provide?
Yeah, some of them, they provide a nutrient base, the bottom of the food web for a lot of the other species, so it's important that we have the macroalgae in the bay. A lot of them can indicate different parameters of the water quality, so changes in salinity, changes in the amount of nutrients in the water. So it'll be interesting to figure out what the distribution is and what that means for the park.
Is it a simple plant or is it a very complex plant?
Yes and no. It's really neat that we have some macroalgae. It's a single cell, which can look like a really large balloon, or even like an umbrella, a parasol. And then we have more complicated algae that are multicellular and composed of multiple different points with reproductive organs. So it's a pretty amazing group of species.
Is it a plant that can still be tapped by humans for all kinds of things? I mean, I've read about algae being used for biofuel and maybe food and
yeah, it's an exciting endeavor with this research is that you can find out what types of uses you can have for each of these species. Some of these can be indicators of pollution and things like that. We can get a nutrient pulse into the system and register what's going on in the system that way. But they can also, like you said, be used many of your food products. If you paint your house, if you eat ice cream, if you brush your teeth, you're being influenced by diatoms and algae and all that good stuff.
So we're already eating it.
Yeah, whether or not you know it, it's actually a part of your life in pretty intimate ways at times.
So a really important part of the biosphere.
Yes, yes, an important part of the Bioblitz.
Now, how did you get so passionate about algae?
I think it was a long process, involved looking at coral reefs, seagrass, any of the benthic communities, going out and really seeing it firsthand, and getting excited about what I was seeing and wanting to learn more and wanting to understand where these things are, where they live, what controls how they grow, who's eating them, who's not eating them, all those kinds of things.
Is it a good career for students to pursue?
Oh, absolutely. If you love marine biology, if you like being in the water, if you have never been in the water and you want to come out and find out what it's like, it's an exciting field to be in.
And what website can people go to learn more about your work?
This is part of Florida International University, so FIU.edu, and there's a marine sciences program. This is, like I said, the Marine Macroalgae Lab, and you can find more information about Dr. Collado Vides and her work there, as well as all the opportunities for undergraduates, graduates, volunteers. We take anybody that wants to have some experience and some fun out in the field.
Thank you for talking to us.